interesting comment about you.
Oh God.
And
Well, I'm scared. I love your
so
wife.
she asked me point blank, she's like, does Mallory ever go to court? I says, actually, yes, she does. We actually did a whole thing where she was mad at Daredevil season 2 for the Frank Castle scenes that were meant to be taking place at the Manhattan courthouse, but it's actually the Bronx courthouse or something like that. And she was like, oh man, so Mallory's like Matt Murdock.
Yeah. Oh, so actually, speaking of that, I mentioned this to you guys the other week, but I had mentioned that the court officer who, like, I know just because he's in my courtroom a lot, he mentioned he has met Charlie Cox
Mm-hmm.
and John Bernthal just because they all film in that courthouse. And he also agreed that in terms of like lawyering, it's like less realistic, whereas like all of his like other stuff is more realistic. The fighting
Yeah.
just seems more real. So I said to him, and he said he's going to pass it along. So we'll see,
Okay.
if it happens, that, if Charlie Cox wants to like shadow me to like, learn from a lawyer, I'm here, I'm open, he can feel free, come hang out, see what being a lawyer is like.
I'm just really excited to see what you think about scenes in Daredevil Born Again.
Yeah, same.
Because I feel like you're just going to lose your mind with how
you're going
things
to
happen.
hate parts of this season.
Yeah, I suppose you have to suspend disbelief, not around the superhero thing, his ability to see so much better even though he's blind, and the sonar, and Bullseye doing his thing, and all of those different things. You're gonna have to ignore all of that. But
Bullseye is hold on. Did you just spoil that Bullseye is back for Born Again?
I mean, it's in all the trailers.
He's in all the trailers.
I have not seen Bullseye in any trailer.
It's everywhere.
I've only watched the Comic-Con trailer. I've only watched the Comic-Con trailer, and I literally asked you guys when I finished Daredevil season 3, is Bullseye back, yes or no? And you guys wouldn't tell me because of spoilers, and you just spoiled it for me.
Spoil it. There you go.
Yeah, but to be fair, we spoiled it like 6 months later, so it's totally okay.
Yeah.
We were also good for about 6 months.
Going back to what I'm saying is, none of that is as unbelievable as the courtroom scene.
Yeah.
None of it.
Great.
None of it. Actually, that's a lie. It's probably not, and that's less believable than the stuff that Kingpin gets away with.
Yeah.
It's just so funny to me that, like, I don't know, I'm more than happy to like suspend disbelief for all the superhero stuff. But the second they start screwing up the legal stuff, I'm like, no, stop it. I've been fighting with everybody about The Pit on HBO, and I don't know if either of you guys started watching it.
No, not yet.
First of all, phenomenal, highly recommend. But it's a very medically accurate show. In the most recent season, one of the doctors, is supposed to be doing a deposition in the middle of her shift. And every lawyer I know goes, one, what doctor would be ever allowed to do a deposition in the middle of their shift? And two, the second season takes place on July 4th. What lawyer do you know works on July 4th?
I mean, these are the important things that people should be dealing with and checking for realism. There should be people built on set.
And the thing is, there are those people, like they have consultants, they have medical consultants on shows, they have legal consultants on shows, and like, how is that kind of stuff missed?
Well, the medical stuff, it's so on point. There's like very few things that are like a little like exaggerated on The Pit just for TV, but for the most part, it's very accurate. It's just the legal stuff because it's not a legal show.
Yeah.
And honestly, law stuff's boring. Medical stuff's much more interesting.
I mean, you say that, and yet we love Suits, right? We imagine
Suits is not real. Suits is not real.
Exactly my point. The way you've reacted to that, I understand that The Pit is probably more realistic, but I guarantee you that there's doctors and surgeons out there like, no, this is the least realistic show out there, despite the fact that Grey's Anatomy has been going for 22 years and is way worse. And Scrubs. Scrubs is probably not that accurate.
Doctors have said it's the most realistic show.
Okay.
It's like lawyers will say that My Cousin Vinny is the most realistic courtrum show.
What a film, though. Which we did prove, by the way, is a prequel to Spider-Man.
Yes, we did.
We've proven on this podcast.
But My Cousin Vinny had a Brooklyn County judge as their legal advisor, who was also Marissa Tomei's uncle. Judge Tomei.
It works. I mean, there is definitely shows out there that have survived on being less realistic.
I know, but people would much rather, like, the non-realistic lawyer shows are always going to be more watchable than the realistic lawyer shows.
Because probably the realistic lawyer shows, and I mean this with no offense, are probably super
Boring.
boring. Like it would be
Boring.
very boring.
Blair's arguing about whether this comma means that we should pause at that point or whether it's just. Did you notice that? That's a really big distinction, you guys. We need to understand when they wrote this. Yeah. Okay. I mean,
at least get the courtrooms right. Stop filming in the wrong county.
Yeah. What can I say? Maybe President 42 was in that day and they had to film somewhere else.
It's actually probably fair. And then, luckily, the most recent big lawsuit happening, which is just, I think they're in deliberation right now, is taking place in the courthouse next door to my courthouse, which is the criminal courthouse, and it's Harvey Weinstein.
Oh, of course it is.
So at least that's not impacting me.
Yeah. No. And is Harvey now lost his legs and everything? Because I felt like every court appearance there was something even more seriously wrong with him. I think the last time I saw a picture of him, he was like being helped into the courtroom because he was so brittle and frail, despite the fact he was still rather cumbersome and, you know.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Anyway, right. So, massive tangent. 75 minutes of the show gone. Mallory's drinking. Mallory, how's your Marvel Madness going?
So, I finished What If Season 2.
Okay.
And I definitely feel like I'm slowing down. And I feel like you guys feel it also. But also, one, I hadn't seen What If before. Two, this show is definitely not like a background noise. I have to actually sit and watch. It's not Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
I mean, even like sometimes Daredevil was background noise. Like sometimes, not every episode.
Yeah.
But there were definitely some episodes I was like, okay, I don't need to like be like paying attention. But What If, because it's the one-offs, but then they also like all come back together. You
connect,
yeah. So, okay. So even though it's only one season, it was 9 episodes. That's 4.5 hours of television.
Yeah.
It's a good amount.
So thank you.
It's a good amount.
Yeah.
Thank you. And I have a life. So once again, I enjoyed season 2. I actually think I might have enjoyed season 2 more than I enjoyed season 1. Fair. But I still don't think it's necessary. And maybe I'll eat my words when we get to I was about to say Endgame, but it's not Endgame. It's
Doomsday.
It is Endgame again.
I mean, it is Endgame again. True, but
we'll get there when we get there. But Doomsday, and maybe all these like one-off people will all show up. But if they don't, I don't know if it was necessary at this time.
Yeah.
Not to say I'm not enjoying it. I definitely enjoyed the Happy Hogan Save Christmas, which is really just a spoof on Die Hard.
Yeah, I literally wrote down where you said you did season 2. I wrote, what if Happy Hogan Die Hard?
It's just Die Hard, completely Die Hard. But like, I don't know. Like, did Happy Hogan have to become a Hulk? I don't know. And I also don't know how much I necessarily agree about Steve Rogers becoming Hydra Stomper. I mean, I also didn't know who Hydra Stomper was until like the show because I didn't read the comic books or whatever. But like, I don't know, the whole thing about Steve becoming Captain America is that he was such a purist and such like a honorable person that I don't think Hydra could have turned him the way they turned Bucky, because Bucky was never as good as Steve.
No.
So I think it's easier to brainwash somebody when there's like a little bit, even just a little itty bitty bit, which is probably really what Bucky was, of like not good.
Yeah.
Whereas Steve Rogers was so good. I don't know. And I know it's in the comic. I know it's just a what if, but that's the whole thing with Steve Rogers.
Now, as the Hydra Stomper, is he essentially, is that just the other name for Captain Hydra, or is this another iteration of that? Because that's one thing that actually always confused me. Like, is he Captain Hydra or is he the Hydra Stomper? Like, I don't like.
He's not Captain Hydra, but it is a variation along.
A variation of it. Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I'd love to be in the writers' room to know whether they start with the last episode
and work their way back.
Which heroes are we going to need or they just have a list of heroes and they go, it'd be cool to do that, it'd be cool to do that, it'd be cool to do that.
Yeah.
But that's
some of them I feel like it's just like it's cool to do that.
Yeah.
And then bring them together.
That's what if is supposed to be. You know, it's this silliness. It's this what if this happened? What if this person was this? What if Captain America was turned? Not, you know, that would ever happen, but what if he was? What if he was?
But I would make the same comment, because I agree with you, Mal, that, you know, Steve Rogers is the epitome of like pure. He's good. And that's why he was that's why he was the choice to be Captain America, was because it was his personality makeup. But I'm not sure what came first. My guess is that's going to be the DC, because I can compare that to Red Sun.
Yeah.
Superman's Red Sun, which, Mal, if you don't know, that is in an alternate universe or a what if type scenarios, instead of Kal-El's ship from planet Krypton landing in, was it Kansas?
Mm-hmm.
It lands in Russia. So he essentially is a Russian Superman, and he's fighting for the Kremlin and all of that stuff. And it's just an interesting, like, is it, you know, people, I think the argument is like nature versus nurture. Like, what would someone become?
Yeah.
Which is fair, but I think in this universe, like with the Captain Carter universe, she wasn't supposed to be Captain America, Captain whatever.
Right.
It was still supposed to be Steve. It was just because the Hydra like coming in and fighting them too early. That's why Peggy became the Cap.
Yeah.
So I think in this universe, Steve was still that altruistic good boy, because it was still supposed to be him. So Stanley Tucci had still chosen him.
But I mean,
right.
So we're going into realms here. It's easier to turn somebody who's pure than it is somebody who doubts things, because somebody who doubts things is always going to doubt what you say. And if we were to look at who Captain America was, who Steve Rogers was in 1945, and what he was fighting for, and he was to look at the society today, would he still be fighting on that side?
Would he still be fighting the same fight?
And I mean, that's part of why you ask these questions. What if, you know, that's...
But he did. He literally woke up in this world, because usually only in 1946 for like another, like a year and a half after he became Cap.
Yeah.
And then he went to the ice and he woke up and fought for our world.
Yeah, but I mean, even now, 15 years on from when we had the Avengers movie.
Oh, don't tell, it makes me feel so old.
Right? I mean,
I think we all saw Captain America together in the drive-ins.
We might have.
Yeah.
Ew, it's so old.
I mean, there's those questions to be asked. Society's moved up, but they've asked those in the comic books as well. That was the whole point of Civil War. When we go back and read Civil War, it was, at that time, it was based around the Iraq War and the Afghanistan War.
Yep.
It's based around this idea: is the government always right, or do we need people to weigh in? And but yes, that's the whole point of What If. Like we said, it's not how does this happen? It's what if all of these things happened and this did happen.
Fine, whatever. I didn't love it. Not as much as I didn't love the Kahori episode.
Yeah, that one's always a bit random.
Yeah.
Very much did not like that one.
Yeah.
But I really liked the 1602 episode.
Loads of fun. So much fun. Yeah.
Oh, and like Tom Hiddleston just reciting Shakespeare.
I mean,
which like such in his wheelhouse, because he is a Shakespearean actor.
Yeah.
You have everybody thinking that Tony Stark is just a crazy person.
Yeah.
Which he would have been in 1602. Yeah. Again, my least favorite part, I think, was Happy Hogan as like the Hulk. Just didn't love it. But I also did enjoy that even in this alternate timeline, Steve and Bucky are still best friends.
Yeah. I mean,
warms my heart.
The 1602, I'm sure there was a run with Gambit and Rogue where they get lost in time and they end up on pirate ships and stuff. And that was a pretty cool run of comics.
That sounds familiar to me.
Yeah. And it's cool whenever you see those superheroes sort of out of time. I think it's always a cool moment to see how they develop and what happens with them. But yes, it'll be interesting to see, as we've noted last week, as we've talked about already and alluded to today, how does this fit? where does this fit in Doomsday?
Or if it does, or if they just leave it alone. I still think that the Watcher's going to be a part of this somehow. But even if they don't, like, I know Mal, you're saying it's not necessary, and you're 100% right. It's not. I'll say it again. Same thing I said last week. It's not necessary, but sometimes give some fan service. Show us these things that we've only seen on pen and paper, and the likelihood of it being seen in a larger format is so not impossible, but it's improbable. So give us this kind of like more cartoon medium, and I think it's just fun.
Even if we see in Secret Wars, we see like a strange Supreme type character. Yes. We see, some of the villains.
Well, we kind of see Strange Supreme, don't we? In Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah. So it's that play. If we see those things, we see these characters come to life.
Yeah.
As they are, I think, and it's most likely that we'll see Captain Carter. Let's not lie.
I think if they wanted my opinion, if I was in the writer's room or if I was Kevin Feige or whatever his name is, what I would have done is release season 1, maybe not necessarily when they did. No, I guess you had to because of Multiverse of Madness. But then it would have held off on 2 and 3.
They did release them pretty close together, didn't they? I feel like.
I mean, I would have held them off to like now. Or because I think when they were released, we were all just so inundated with all these shows and all these movies, and I think they should have held off until there was kind of a lull, which is where we are now.
Yeah.
Which I know. Wonder Man came out in January. We have Spider-Man coming out in July. I know we have the Punisher special coming out before Spider-Man.
Punisher special just came out last week.
Oh, who knew?
Which I have not watched yet, but
But between Wonder Man and Punisher, was there anything else that came out?
Daredevil's Born Again season 2.
Okay.
So you had Wonder Man in January. You had Daredevil in March.
I don't
know.
Yeah.
And then Punisher. And then but then how about so then we have Spider-Man in July.
Yeah.
We have Vision Quest in the fall.
Well, Endgame version 2.0 in September.
Is that actually like a thing?
Yeah.
They're
re-releasing it in cinemas for a limited time. And my understanding is that it's going to be slightly different footage and to better connect it to Doomsday.
Hold on.
So the idea is...
I don't know how much of that is like fans theorizing and how much is something that they've actually seen.
No, I think that there's a lot of things at play here. They are definitely doing it. The Russos have said so. They've also said they're going to be able to retcon some things, but I think more so what they'll do is tap into the enthusiasm that happened for Endgame and use that to build momentum to
project towards December for Doomsday.
Otherwise we've got Spider-Man and then a gap, and then do you know what I mean? There's no big... This will remind people how good the MCU was.
Yeah.
But the gap could have been filled by What If season 2 and season 3.
No, you hit the nail on the head, Max. That is the reason. It will bring back those nostalgia feelings of when the MCU was essentially at its peak. So they can try to ride that high into Doomsday.
Yeah.
You're right.
I think it's just tapping into nostalgia. It's tapping into enthusiasm that came from Endgame, and they'll add in a couple of scenes that will tie in to where we get to here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I'm reading the Deadline article from the Sands Film Festival in St. Andrews, Scotland.
There you go.
Where
they do like Scotland. The Russos love to come to Scotland, and St. Andrews in particular.
Yeah, so Joe Russo is saying, so it's September 25th, and then what he said is it's critically important to re-release the movie, and in fact, we'll be re-releasing the film with footage that is set in the Doomsday story that we've added to Avengers Endgame.
There you go.
So added, maybe they didn't remove anything, maybe they just added a couple of scenes or two. Interesting.
There'll be...
So all I'm saying is I feel like What If season 2 and 3 could have waited from when it was released.
I mean, I looked, when we were talking about it, I looked, it was 2 years between season 1 and season 2.
It was.
But when it was around season 2, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like
2021, 2023 was season 2.
I just feel like we've been in such, like, I think up until the maybe middle of last year, there's just been this like clump of Marvel stuff that's just being released and released and released and released.
Yeah. And they've not released. Season 3 was released in 2024, the end of 2024, but they've not released anything since then with the What Ifs.
I also think part of the reason is the feeling is that there's only been a handful of bright spots with the things that have come out on Disney Plus. I feel like there's a lot. I feel like, yes, there's been a deluge, but I think one of my favorite things that's come out, other than Born Again, and I would say Born Again season 2, because the first Born Again I was a little less thrilled with until like 2/3 of the way through the season. But I think the best thing that they've made on Disney Plus for a long time has been Wonder Man. Wonder Man was fantastic.
Yeah,
And
it was.
that was. I mean, not to give too much away, Mallory, but it was barely a superhero show.
Yeah,
that's what it made.
It was mostly just what's his name and Ben Kingsley just hanging out and having a grand old time together and
trying to crack Hollywood.
And it was just a brilliant show, and it was so different. It was exciting. It was good.
It was good. It was, definitely. So, What If season 2 score?
Mel. You gave a 6 to season 1.
6.5.
6.5.
6.5.
You said it was better. You were like incrementally better. I was like a 6.5. That's a 6.5.
Like, I remember I really enjoyed the What Ifs. I think I have to take away my score for season 3 because I do not remember season 3 at all. But I remember being impressed with both. I gave both an 8.
So,
I just gave both the same.
Thinking about it, What If season 3, and then we didn't get a season last year, but we did get Zombies.
Yeah, we got Zombies. Yeah, and that one I didn't.
Which was the same creative team.
Yeah.
It's not on my list, so I'll probably watch it after Doomsday.
Yeah, it's good. Do you know what? It's really good versions of some of the other characters, of some of their sort of pre-endgame, post-endgame characters.
I guess really my question has become not if it's necessary, period. It's just more, was it necessary to be released when it was released? And more so, is it necessary for my rewatch?
Yeah, it's a fair point. So what you're saying is, right?
Zombies probably isn't, because I don't see that connecting to the larger MCU, but it's possible that stuff, obviously, in What If does translate.
And as of right now, what I think you're saying is if you are doing the rewatch, don't worry about What If.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Yeah, and listen, again, it's fun. I'm enjoying them. I'm obviously not hating them. It's just like I feel like I've been moving the story forward in a way, and I feel like the What Ifs are stagnating my story.
I think you'd have been better using the What Ifs as fillers when you were getting stuck in shows.
Yeah, maybe
dropping an episode of a What If in there, dropping another episode,
just to kind of like a palate cleanser type of thing.
Yeah. Problem is that the What Ifs, each season really is its own story.
Yeah. Eventually. So, not saying, giving anything away about Punisher. I have watched it. My biggest surprise for the whole thing is its runtime.
How long is it?
50 minutes.
That's it?
That's it.
50?
50. That is it.
That's less than most of the Daredevil episodes.
Yep. And that is what surprised me. I expected it to be an hour and 20 minutes.
Let me ask you, though, without you spoiling anything, because I think I could ask you this without you spoiling anything. Do you feel like the story needed more time?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. That's positive then, because if you feel like it was rushed, then I'd be like, just give us the extra 15 minutes that you need or whatever it is.
Yeah. No, it doesn't feel rushed in any way, shape, or form. I enjoyed it, and it does exactly what it needs to do.
It sets up Brand New Day.
It doesn't set up a brand new day, but it might set up something.
Okay.
I think is the way to describe it.
My plan is to hopefully watch it tonight because I've been too busy the last 2 nights watching the Subway series.
So I put it off thinking, when am I going to get time to watch this? I want to be able to sit and watch it in a one-er. And then I sat down Friday and I was like, right, okay. Worst case scenario, I'll get through the first half and then I'll come back and watch the second half later. And then I was like, oh, it's only 50 minutes long. Brilliant. Really played it. But I'd love to get your opinions and thoughts, which is what I
Yeah.
said to Luch outside of our group chat, as
Yes.
Mallory said.
We were smart about it this time.
Thank you. Thank you guys so much.
Because
I have ages to go.
I think that, man, here's my opinion, without giving anything away, you're going to love it, Luch.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's going to remind you of something else, and I'm going to leave it at
Oh,
that.
okay.
So when you watch it, we'll talk about it.
Is it comic book related, or?
I'm just going to leave it there.
Okay. All right. Okay. I feel like I have to watch it tonight then, because it's good, because we're playing a day game, so it's good.
There you go. See, win. Yeah. Okay, Luch, you had a question for us.
I did have a question, and it's something that has been I think we've kind of touched on it before, but I kind of wanted to bring it back around again, because we were talking last week about Max getting the Odeon Pass, and obviously one of the movies that Mal mentioned that you're excited about, and so am I, is Supergirl.
Yeah.
Obviously, they're coming off of, I would think, a pretty strong Superman movie that was released last year. And I feel like if they can hit with Supergirl, even though you're right, it is very Guardians of the Galaxy-esque and how it looks and stuff like that, which I don't think is necessarily a bad thing, but it's definitely clearly being, seen, run by James Gunn.
Yeah.
My question is that if they hit with Supergirl, I feel like the DCEU may finally start to get some traction. And do you think that they have any possibility of being able to catch up to Marvel? Because we've talked about Marvel has had this massive peak with Endgame, and then since then it's kind of been a bit of a roller coaster. Some things are good, some things are crap, some things are getting better. And if DC can hit and continue to hit, do you think it has any possibility of being able to catch up to Marvel?
Mallory?
I don't think 2 is going to be enough. I think the difference with Marvel is that it had great movie after great movie after good movie after great movie, and then it peaked with Endgame. But because they had such a good run, I think the fans are more willing to be a little more forgiving.
Except a stinker like Iron Man 3 or
right, and then they'll go like, okay, like we know they're good. We know they know the algorithm. I think with DC, it's going to take a lot more than 2, but I think if they can get multiple things in a row, I think the problem is they're going to have to do it in a row. I don't think they're going to be as forgiving if you have 2 good ones and then you have another shitty one, just because they're showing they could do more shit than good. But if they can get that good, I think they could. I don't think they'll ever hit the Marvel peak.
Yeah.
Because Marvel did it first, but I think they can get as loyal a following.
Okay.
Mallory said a lot of what I was going to say exactly there.
Sorry.
No.
This totally. Fester was knocking over my beer.
Oh, no. Sorry. I was saying to the kids, sit the F down before I come in there and start chucking people about. Okay, there were Stone Cold Stunners on their way. The short answer, no.
Yeah.
Right. I think first of all, Supergirl is very smart. It's a smart move because you're not playing with core characters.
Yeah.
You're creating a fun movie that is outside of everything, and it being in space means that you can go and play. And it doesn't impact what's happening on Earth in the DC movies. It opens up the universe. It leads into lanterns, sets them up. This universal thing does all of that job. I think it's the clever play. I think it's the clever play to go, here's a fringe character we're going to take off. Marvel had credit in the bank.
Yeah.
Marvel dropped Iron Man. It was a huge success, right? The Hulk, which they managed to sweep under the carpet because it wasn't us.
Right.
Iron Man 2 was a big success. Remember, we were after those types of movies at that point as well. Would Iron Man 2 be a success now? No, probably not. Because people aren't going to the cinema.
Yeah.
Habits have changed. But what they did do was they built the credit with Thor and Captain America. Then they gave us Avengers. Do you know what I mean? There was a momentum. And as Mallory said, that allowed them to have a misstep here or there.
Right.
and then they would course correct. The problem with DC is they've had so many missteps. They're already way in debt. They already owe us. Superman was, I thought, a very good movie, but
I don't think it was great. It was good.
Yeah, it was a good movie, but I also thought Man of Steel was a good movie with a few issues.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Matt, I like how you phrase things. You say the same thing as me, but you just say it better.
That's because I'm not a lawyer, so I use my words for things I care about, not for my job.
Every time I come here, I am abused.
Well,
I do have a follow-up question too, because I think because I agree with you, and I think the one thing that I never understood, and I'm not going to pretend to be an expert in DC because I'm far from it. I've read a hell of a lot more Marvel back catalog than I have DC.
Yeah.
But even with my limited knowledge of DC, my understanding, and Max you can correct me, is that DC has phenomenal villains. I mean, look at the Joker, look at Harvey Two-Face, Killer Croc, Harley Quinn, and that's just from Batman. Okay? Like, there are still so many other heroes that have phenomenal villains. And if you look at the Marvel villains, yes, you have Thanos, yes, you have Doctor Doom, the Silver Surfer, and there are countless others that that any one of us could name. But I feel like you have so many more options with DC. So I just ask, why do they continue to fail? You have so much information, so many villains, so many cool characters. Why?
Can I make a thought about that? Have a thought? State my thought?
Yeah, your thought.
As somebody who has not read the comics, and I think I would think the majority of people who are watching these movies also have not read the comics. I actually don't care about the villain. The villain to me is a lot less than the hero. I want a good story. I want to feel connected to the hero. I want to like the hero. And if I'm bored by the hero, then I'm bored by the movie. Like, I don't want it to be a shitty bad guy like Kang in the Loki series, but I'm also willing to forgive how much I didn't like him because I liked Loki.
Who's not really the hero though? He's more of an anti-hero,
But he's the
mostly
hero
villain. But he's the hero, I guess, of that show. Yes.
of that show.
Yeah.
So I'm always willing to forgive a bad villain if I like the hero.
So,
if that makes sense.
My argument to that, Mallory, it would be Bond. The best James Bond.
I've never seen James Bond.
The best James Bond films have good villains.
Yes.
A good villain makes the hero go through what he needs to go through to get to the point.
Right.
And yes, you need the emotional attachment, but the emotional attachment is normally driven by the villain.
Right.
The Dark Knight, right? Love that movie. I don't think it's a great Batman movie.
No.
I think it was too much Christopher Nolan. But the Joker.
Who's the bad guy in that one?
Sorry?
Who's the bad guy in Dark Knight?
The Joker. Heath Ledger.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Great villain. Not a great Joker. Becomes like this eco-terrorist, this social warrior type terrorist. I didn't get that angle of it. But again, this idea that he's a good villain and a good counterweight to the hero in that film. So I do think villains are important. I do think. But I also think Marvel did a very good job of getting around that. Around the fact that the Iron Man did not have a rogues gallery.
No.
He didn't. Captain America's rogues gallery isn't the best. You've got Red Skull.
Yeah.
Just tails off massively after that. Thor, again, same thing. His rogues gallery is often... So I think Marvel did a good job of not using the rogues gallery. I think DC has to go with that approach. They have to start playing things in a different way. And I don't think the DC universe needs to be as connected as the Marvel universe. I think we're all obsessed by building towards a Justice League movie and an Avengers movie. Do you know what? Give us 3 good Superman movies.
Yeah.
Give us a good Supergirl movie thrown in there. Give us a decent Batman.
Which I think you did get with Robert Pattinson, which
Absolutely.
For whatever reason they don't want to acknowledge.
No, they don't. And they don't acknowledge it.
You have something which I never would have expected. I was not in favor of Robert Pattinson as Batman. And then I'm like, you know what? Like, it's a crappy Sunday. Let's put that on. And I was like, this is what we've been waiting for. Why aren't they loving this?
And they took your advice. They made the Penguin TV show.
Yeah.
You know, I was watching it the other night, and I said to Gemma, I was like, "Who's that?" And she's like, "What do you mean?" I was like, "Who is that actor? Like, who is that?" She had no clue. I was like, "It's Colin Farrell." She's like, "Who's Colin Farrell?" I was
Gemma not even Colin Farrell.
yeah, no, because looking at the Penguin, she was like, she couldn't put it together, and then I showed her Colin Farrell. She was like, "Oh my god!" So you see that. I do think Batman has a great rogues gallery. Spider-Man has a great rogues gallery.
Yes.
So it's trying to find the balances that go there. So I
always think that the Spider-Man villains are all stupid. Like, I don't think I've liked any of the Spider-Man villains.
Oh, there's some good ones.
There
Doc
are.
Ock is great.
No, in the movies, I think they're all kind of just whiny bad guys.
Yeah, they are.
No, but like, none of them are the Joker. None of them are Bane.
No, but they can't. They can't be because they're Spider-Man villains.
Yeah.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I can forgive a shitty villain because the Spider-Men are so good.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. You're saying. I mean, tonally though, you couldn't have that darkness in a Spider-Man film, and that was the problem. That was the problem that they had.
Not being so whiny.
That was the problem they had with Zack Snyder. Was he saw everything being shot in this sepia tone? You know, that he had his tonal shift of how the world should look. And Wonder Woman stood out from it
and grainy, and
Wonder Woman stood out because Wonder Woman went and became its own thing. But Superman and Batman were both presented in the same way, and it shouldn't be that way. Superman should be bright and colourful, and all the hope in the world is
similarly to how they shot Superman in this most recent iteration.
Yeah, which is something that James Gunn got right. Was he is just good, pure goodness. You know, Captain America, he's pure goodness.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Batman and Iron Man are billionaires who have been steered down a path because of different issues,
circumstance or what have you. Right.
But I do think the problem they had with Superman is they made it so Earth focused. Yes, they've given us Zod, but I mean, there's so many good villains out there for Superman to fight.
Yeah.
There's so many other ones out there that he could fight, and they keep on they're so fixated on Lex Luthor, which was fine when it was. Is it Gene Hackman in the? What's his name? Who was it in the originals?
Was it Gene Hackman? No, I don't know that one.
Maybe the way that DCEU separates itself is that the focus should be the bad guys, like where you have, I don't know, like for lack of a better one, like a Joker. It's a Joker movie or whatever. It's a Joker focused movie.
Oh, we got it.
And then
we did, and they
no, not that. No, not that. Come on.
I know.
Where you're not necessarily following the Joker, but the Joker is like doesn't just come in when Batman needs to fight him. Yeah. It's a Joker movie, and then Batman comes in.
Yeah.
So the focus really should maybe just as a difference than Marvel, where it's a focus on the hero, and you get the bad guy that pops up every once in a while.
Yeah. It was Gene Hackman.
It was Gene Hackman. Okay.
Gene Hackman was Lex Luthor, but he was a comedy Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
Like
you guys just had a different. Maybe think of now. You had a different question. But still related to this.
Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe it is villain driven. As I said, I've not seen the Penguin series, but it's been nominated for awards.
Mm-hmm.
Which
maybe that's what they need to do.
Yeah, and they've done that weird thing where like Peacemaker is part of the universe, and Peacemaker has acknowledged there is a Batman. They've referred to Batman in Gotham. So I mean that means there's a Batman out there, but then James Gunn's like, no, there's no Batman yet. So you're trying to find.
Right. Like, why does it have to be superhero focused?
Yeah. Show us the villains.
Why does it have to be movie focused? Maybe because I feel like they've been hitting with the shows.
Why doesn't it have to be character driven? Which is what Wonder Man was. Wonder Man was a great success because it's character driven. It's driven by the character, the actor, the person, not the superhero, and that's something that they tend to miss. I made note. I think when I watched the new Superman. I think we get to see a really small amount of Clark Kent.
Yeah, he's Clark Kent is in the movie for maybe 12 minutes, 15 minutes at most.
Which is a shame because that's part and parcel of Superman as well. He's trying to find the balance in his life. Trying to be able to balance the two lives against each other. But yeah, that was definitely an interesting perspective to take. Do I think Superman or the DC universe will? No, I don't. I just don't see a way that it builds its steam.
I think it's,
James Gunn, you should hire us and we can like help you.
but I think you're right. I think they tripped too many times. I just thought it was interesting because I want to have hope for the DC universe because there are great characters, there are great stories to tell, and they just can't keep tripping up over themselves.
Like
And
they're 15 years too late.
yeah,
Cinema isn't what it was 15 years
no.
ago. So there's no point in spending 300, 400 million on a
That's
superhero
why I'm
movie.
saying, what about the shows? I mean, I feel like they're hitting. They've been. If Lanterns the show hits,
Yeah,
I
but it
mean,
also looks like it's a character-driven piece.
it does.
And then the
Yeah.
pushback was we've not seen a lot of Green Lantern stuff in the trailer. Yeah, good,
Good.
good.
Because
I mean,
the Green Lantern we have seen was horseshit. Thank you,
and
Ryan.
I mean, so we've already had what you've described there, Luch. We already had the Arrowverse.
No, I know.
Greg Berlanti gave us the Arrowverse, right? Which was a brilliantly constructed piece that built first through Arrow and then slowly drip fed other characters into it. And then they had their spin off things. And yes, some of them weren't great towards the end, but Supergirl was good.
Yeah.
Flash was good. Arrow was good, right? I didn't watch a lot of the Legends of Tomorrow, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't watch it, but I know people said that got really good towards the end. They really, really enjoyed that. You got a Black Lightning show. So you got all of these shows pulled in together, all part of this shared universe, with occasional episodes or event episodes
Crossover events, yeah.
where they crossed over, right? And then Greg
I
Berlanti,
think I'd rather that. I think I'd rather a crossover event
Yeah.
than like the Justice League.
yeah,
Because then you're just honestly you're mimicking Marvel, which they need to be their own thing, unless you do a villains Justice League.
I mean, it's
That'd be fun.
yeah. But then somebody said
Hire
that.
me.
Somebody said that they should have done a Sinister Six in the Marvel.
Yeah, but they were working on
Should
it
have
for a
been a
while.
Sinister
Sinister
Six,
Six, yeah.
movie. But I mean, so the whole thing with the Arrowverse is it's 800 episodes.
Yeah.
800 episodes of them playing things together. Greg Berlanti did it, and so what did they do? Hired somebody else to do the movie universe. Like you've got somebody who's shown you he can craft
I mean
this.
that's just. I mean maybe that's the issue. Maybe it's the fact that yet again for years and years and years, let's keep not picking people who write this stuff, have been involved with this stuff, and let's just hand over the reins to someone who's got. Not that James Gunn's got no idea. Clearly he does. He knows what he's doing.
But is the issue that we keep giving it to film directors? We keep giving it to film people who are so used to working on a project and then moving on to the next project and then moving on to the next project. And maybe in 5 years' time coming back to that first project and making a sequel while the story's had a chance to brew. Like, people in TV are used to doing this thing where things get woven together.
Yeah.
We literally sat here the other night and it was, what do you want to watch? I don't know, what do you want to watch? Well, what have we got to watch? Or we've got this, we've got that. Too heavy. I went to HBO Max Friends. Right,
Yeah.
Episode 1, Season 1, Friends, boom, let's go. I think it's episode 3 they first referenced Monica being fat.
Yeah.
He's younger, right? And I mean, that comes back. You get all of these things that come back because you've got people who are in the TV universe who are used to doing this conjoined story, these crossover events, these different things that happen, and bringing those together. And instead, what we keep doing is going back to film directors and saying, can you do this? Can you do this? And films, especially in a DC universe or a Marvel universe, in that sort of thing, are more like series.
Yeah, no, they are. I mean, that's why, like, I know there's like some, bad juju out there about him, but that's why I think he got that with Joss Whedon.
Yeah.
Because, obviously he was all Buffy, he had Firefly, he had Angel, he came from these serialized kind of TV and then obviously branched off into film.
Long form storytelling.
Yeah.
That's the phrase I was looking for. You need people who are used to long form storytelling, right? And Kevin Feige will claim that he's done that, and I think he knew parts of it. I think he's happened to work with talented people to fill in the rest. But is James Gunn that long form storyteller? I'm not sure.
I don't know. He gave us three Guardians that we know of, and I think he's worked on other stuff, obviously, of course. But
yeah,
not sure.
It's definitely an interesting one. So we shall see.
We'll have to see.
We shall
see.
see, indeed. Have you got anything else to add this week, or are we just going to call it there?
How long have we been doing this?
I mean, we're at about 55 minutes.
And Luch didn't get kicked off.
And Luch didn't get kicked off. That's a good point.
I think that's all I got.
I've got questions, but I'm going to save them for next week.
That's fine.
Next week.
There we go. All right. Well,
let me just look quickly at my Marvel notes to see if there's anything I wanted to bring up.
And
I'm looking.
Loki's pants.
Why would I want to bring those up?
Exactly. Them.
Down.
I got nothing, my friends.
Nothing. I'm still making my way through Smallville. I'm not going to lie. I think it's season 6 I'm on at the moment. It's a bit of a slog.
I'm still making my way through Star Trek The Next Generation. I'm in season 5.
I am looking forward to WandaVision, which comes after What If.
That is the next one. You got one more season, and then WandaVision. And then the New Mutants.
Yeah.
New Mutants, I need to watch that as well.
I've seen it.
Yeah.
Good cast.
That's it. That's what you got.
And I feel like you start getting into some really good stuff. So,
I mean, you're right. There's so much good stuff dotted in there.
There is
so much good stuff. Have you seen Moon Knight?
I started it, never finished it.
Okay, that's good.
Hawkeye,
great.
I've seen it,
but such a good place to be. Such a beautiful show. Love it so much. I'm so disappointed we might not get season 2.
Yeah, I know.
Werewolf by Night. That was good.
Never seen it. Do I have to watch it in
black and white?
Black and white.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. I did the
first. You have the choice. Yeah, I believe that's the one where you have the choice, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you should definitely watch it in black and white though.
Yeah, it's good.
The first time. If you want to go back and watch it in color afterwards, it's fine. But I would say the first time black and white.
And probably
excited to be getting into the hundreds.
I was going to say that's probably not even necessary either.
What, the color?
Werewolf by Night.
That's probably not, but it's fun. But if we take it out, we would go back down to 137, which would make everybody happy.
And then what would happen would be the fundamental characters would make an appearance in.
That's true. Yeah. Okay. So
now I'd be like, what the fuck is that? So we'd be like, oh no.
So I've also been trying to convince. Wait, when is Doomsday coming out?
December 18th.
December what?
18th, I believe.
Matt, are we watching it together?
When are you coming over?
I'm coming over the 23rd.
That's a 5-day wait.
5 days.
I tell you what. I'll make you this agreement. I will go and see it with you. I can't promise you it'll be my first time.
That's what she said.
No, she said it's definitely not my first time.
Thing is, I could probably come over, fly in on the 18th, but then I wouldn't get there till the 19th.
Well, I could do that. That's fine. I could wait a day.
Also,
I don't feel that you need to do that just to, I will happily go and see it twice.
Okay, fine. We'll think about it.
And I think me seeing it twice, a second time with you, would be beneficial because I'll be able to know what's coming and just pull my phone out and record your face. And then
just creating content.
I'll know the beats as they're coming, so I'll be able to be like.
That's fair. You also should then make a list of all the times you think I'm gonna cry, and then see how right you are.
This is it. We're doing it. We're doing it. We're gamifying watching Avengers Doomsday. I like it. Okay.
I didn't even think about this. That we can watch it together. And Luch won't Luch refuses to come. So
it's not refusing. It's not like it's
refusing.
Yeah.
Literally dug his feet in. I said no.
He could spend Christmas at home with his wife and his dogs, or he could spend Christmas with us watching Avengers Doomsday. And he has
with his wife
laid it down that his wife and his dog's more important than us.
His wife can come too. I actually prefer his wife.
Yeah, I know you do. So everybody does. I went into work the other day, and I went in on the day that Steph goes in, and I got yelled at because I was the wrong Luciano in the office that day by multiple people, by the way. So,
it's a tough life. There's been a couple of opportunities where maybe positions have floated around with my company where I thought, would Gemma do that? Would that be something that Gemma could do? Sort of part-time positions? I'm like, nah, I don't want him to know how good my wife is. She'll raise the expectations. All right, well, that was episode Jackie Robinson. Thank you very much for listening. Please like and subscribe. We had a group chat this week, and we want to thank if you're one of the 33,000 people that's interacted with our social media posts. That is unbelievable. But please like and subscribe and listen to the whole podcast, because then we can afford to fly Luch over to watch Doomsday with us in December.
Yeah.
So like, subscribe, share with people you know, even if it's the court clerk. Anybody that you come in contact with, whether the court clerk because you are a lawyer, or because, like Luch, you are going in to fight your own court case. Please pass on, tell everybody about the amazing Not Quite Nerds podcast. And on that note, I was Matt.
I was Luch.
I was Mallory.
Na, 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 na.